happy Saturday. Today is the 14th of October. Today's video is going to be a post-holiday weigh-in. So I have been in Ibiza for the last 11 days and I arrived home yesterday. And that is why I didn't have a weigh-in video last week. But as I mentioned in my last weigh-in, I wanted to do a bit of a post-holiday weigh-in as soon as I got back. So normally I weigh in on a Friday, however I've weighed in on a Saturday today. So I had such a wonderful, lovely time away. I did actually film a fair amount of clips of my time away, which I'm going to hopefully edit and upload at some point over this weekend. So I'm not going to talk too much about my holiday in today's video, as I don't want to repeat myself too much. But yeah, just a really lovely time. So myself and Jim stayed with our friends who live out there. I was so lucky and fortunate to have such wonderful friends that invited us over, and they have just moved into a really beautiful house, so we were staying there with them. And yeah, it was just really lovely. So in terms of my fitness and exercise, obviously I was going to the gym every day, and I have a bit of a streak at the moment with closing my Apple Fitness activity rings, and I did really want to keep that up during my time away. So that mostly consisted of walking, swimming. I did have a run on the beach one morning, which was absolute nails. And I did a boxing workout with Paul, who is a personal trainer. So I did get a couple of decent workouts in, but for the majority of the time it was like walking and swimming in the sea, which was wonderful. So where we were staying, it was a place called Cala, and there's a beautiful beach there. So from the part of Cala where we were staying, the access to the beach was down a few flights of stairs, which was great because going up and down them a fair few times a day really helped me to get my steps in, really helped to get my heart rate up. So in terms of like my physical activity whilst I was there, I was just trying to be very mindful of it and just be moving around as much as possible. So yeah, there's a couple of times where I looked at my step amount and just thought, right, I need to go get that. So I just took myself on a walk and went up sort of like the street where we were staying and walked back down and managed to get them in quite easily. So yeah, that was good. And my boxing workout with Paul was really great. It's something I've wanted to do for quite a long time. I've always had this sort of desire to do boxing, and yeah, I've never actually give it a go. So it was really great to have the opportunity to try it out with somebody I trust in. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it was very sort of physically challenging, and I was absolutely dripping with sweat by the time we finished. So I would love to sort of take that up, and I'm going to be looking into boxing gyms and things around here and see if I can join one of them. But yeah, really enjoyed that. The run on the beach was just insane. So Paul and Gillian do laps of the beach every Sunday morning. I didn't do the circuit that they did. I just ran up and down on the sand that's closer to the sea, which is more solid, because the softer sand, it was just far too difficult for me. So I just kind of did a few laps up and down of that. But yeah, I did really enjoy it, and yeah, it was very tricky, but yeah, very good. And swimming in the sea I absolutely loved. So the sea there doesn't really have much of a tide, so it's quite calm, and it was quite shallow for a decent amount of time out. So I've just found it really comfortable to swim in, and then I did some snorkeling with Jim quite a few times, which was really lovely. Yeah, just really nice. I'm trying to sort of like think of the words to articulate it, but yeah, it was just really lovely. And I think one thing in terms of like my fitness and what have you, I was really happy that I went there with that mindset and that determination that I've built up over the last couple of months. There was nothing going to stop me from closing my activity rings and making sure that I had my 10,000 steps, which I have kept up to. I will let you know the current streak that I am on. So in terms of 10,000 steps, I'm on a 67-day streak, and I don't know what the day streak is for closing my Apple activity rings, but I will pop a screenshot on screen now. So I completed it for the whole of August, the whole of September, and then October so far. One of the days we did go to Ibiza town, and we went up to the church, which is like right at the top, and there was just so many stairs. I mean, that day it was so easy to meet my 10,000 step target, and I actually got a notification from my Apple Fitness saying that my flights climbed had changed, and I was like, I'm not surprised, because the amount of steps I climbed up and down whilst I was away was much more significant than what it is sort of like normally. So yeah, really good. And in terms of my sort of tracking what I've been eating and things like that, I did track, not 100% and not 100% accurately all of the time. The main thing I thought before I went was that I was just gonna be super mindful and be just have that awareness every day, and it really wasn't that difficult to do actually. Quite soon on into the holiday, I mean, I think I mentioned this in my last weigh-in video, that I was going to start reintroducing macro counting into my tracking, which is something I used to do a little while ago, and I do think that is definitely the best course of action for me in terms of my fitness and health, just because certain health conditions, just knowing my body, I know how I feel my best, and I definitely feel my best when I'm tracking my macros as opposed to just my calories. So where am I getting my calories from, what's my amounts of protein, what amount of carbs am I getting, that kind of thing. So I knew I did want to start that, and I set my macro goals, I think it was probably 2 or 3 days into my holiday, but like I say, I didn't track 100% of the time, but I was mindful of what I was eating 100% of the time, if that makes sense. So always trying to have more protein sources, and just being sort of super mindful of that. It was really easy to sort of do that, because the foods that we were having on an evening together were just fit perfectly into that ideology of how I want to eat anyway, so that really helped. And then throughout the day I was just making sure that I was having as much protein as possible, and just not using those holiday excuses that I have done before of, you're on holiday, you can have this or that or the other. I mean, myself and Jim ate out a handful of times, and within those occasions I had like a chicken salad or steak and veggies and a few potatoes. So yeah, my mindset is still exactly where it was prior to going away, if not even more determined. I think it really did me the world of good going on holiday at the start of October, because it's that time of the year when we start to sort of like cover up a little bit, and it's cold outside, so you're wanting those warm comforting foods. But being on the beach and being in my bikini just really did something for my mindset, and said, no, you've got to keep this going, because you're doing well and this is where you want to be, you know, so just keep up that momentum. And it just really solidified that desire I have to get to my goal and become more fitter and healthier and lose more weight, and you know. And I did touch upon this a little bit in more detail in the video that I'm going to upload, the Ibiza video, I did talk about it in a little bit more detail, because obviously being on the beach and being completely vulnerable in your bikini, and there was a lot of very fit women around me to sort of like compare and look at, you know, and that comes with a lot of feelings towards like my lipedema and my current body size and fitness level. And I did touch upon that in that video, so I'm not gonna repeat myself too much here. But yeah, it really helped, just because it really added to the fire that I have at the moment to do what I'm doing. So yeah, all in all, super good. And yeah, just had a really lovely relaxing time. It was certainly the break I needed in my life, just to give myself a little bit of space and refocus. So all very good. So as I don't want to make this video too long, I am gonna move on to my weigh-in now. So I last weighed in on the 29th of September, and I weighed in at 14 stone 10. And if you did watch that video, you will know that was a maintain from the previous week, which I wasn't happy about. I was really frustrated because I did track and I worked out every day, but you know, I was due on my period, so that may have something to do with why I didn't lose that week. I don't know, but for whatever reason I didn't. I wasn't too happy about it. So this morning I weighed in, and I weighed in at 14 stone 4 pounds exactly, which is a loss of 6 pounds from that previous weigh-in, which I am so chuffed with, because that means I met my £3 a week goal, which I've been trying really hard to do for the last 2 months. So I am super happy with that. And it also means that I had a bit of a goal throughout October to get way down into the 14s, just so that I had a fighting chance to get that into that new stone bracket in November. But now that I'm 14 stone 4, and I feel like I can really, if I continue to try really hard, as I have been doing, I can't see any reason why I can't lose 2 to 2.5 pounds to maybe 3 pounds again for the last 2 weeks of October, which was super exciting that I might actually get into that new stone bracket this month. I'm ahead of schedule, and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, super chuffed. I haven't seen a 6 pound loss in a long time, and I do appreciate that this is over 2 weeks, so I've kind of split that up into £3 last week and then £3 for this week. Potentially it could have been a little bit of loss from the prior week where I had the maintain and it just came off, so, but who knows. Anyway, the facts are the facts, and that's, yeah, really great. I'm really super happy to see that £6 loss. And I feel like it really does reinforce that message, that narrative in myself, that, you know, my diet really does have to align with my exercise level as well to get me where I want to be. Because whilst I've been away, I've been super mindful of things like my portion sizes, my macros, what I'm eating, and yeah, I think it's just all somewhat coming together now. And yeah, I'm just super chuffed. I'm super chuffed that I'm finally starting to see, you know, those losses and see some differences in my body. So that means that my overall loss so far has been 1 stone 9.4 pounds. So yeah, really happy about that. And now I'm not sure if I've mentioned this recently. I probably have in a video way back when, but like I keep saying, I'm somewhat seeing this as a bit of a restart from August. So a bit of a sort of, not necessarily a restart, but a bit of a fresh approach, a new mindset. But yeah, my first initial weight loss goal is 12 stone 2 pounds. And I'm 2 stone 2 pounds away from that first goal, which I'm so super chuffed about. It feels a little bit more in sight. It feels a little bit closer to grab. And then I do have a goal after that, which I will obviously readjust and what have you when I get to there. But yeah, feeling really happy and feeling really sort of re-inspired to just carry on doing what I'm doing with a little bit more effort and a little bit more emphasis in certain areas. So I had my first gym session back today post holiday, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was actually really excited to get there. I was a little bit anxious. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I feel like I get into routines, and when that routine changes ever so slightly, it just creates a little bit of like nervous anxiousness about it. But yeah, once I got to the gym, I was like, yeah, raring to go. And I suppose that in itself is really good, because it's showing that that really is a change. That's a true change in my mindset, because it's the first morning of being home and my number one priority is getting up and going to the gym. So yeah, had a really good workout. I'm incorporating the stepper into, or the Stairmaster, whatever it's called, into my workouts now. I feel like I had a little bit of a look back on my sort of calories burned and my activity and what have you whilst I was away, and the amount of flights climbed or stairs climbed whilst I was away in comparison to when I was at home was so dramatically different. And I did notice over the course of the 11 days how my fitness was improving, and I just thought, you know what, when I get home I'm gonna keep that up. So did that, did a little run, and did some elliptical, did a little bit of weights, and had a little swim. But yeah, very happy to be back at the gym. I did a little bit of a food shop today as well. We're gonna have chicken fajitas for tea tonight, which is a family favourite. So in terms of like my new macro counting as well as my calorie tracking, I'm going to have the chicken fajitas, but I'm going to have that with like lettuce wraps rather than the tortilla wraps and stuff like that. Obviously, if my carbohydrate goal allows, I would have that, but I'm just happy not to. It's not like I'm feeling really deprived or anything. I feel like now, because I'm seeing progress, I am not wanting anything to get in the way of that progress. So I'm really happy to do that at the moment. And I will probably talk a little bit more about my macro goals and what they are in sort of a what I eat in a day video, and yeah, go over them then, because like I say, I want to keep this video short and sweet. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that. I think I'm gonna end the video here. And like I say, the Ibiza vlog should be up in the next couple of days. I am planning on picking up my camera tomorrow and filming as much as I can, because I've really missed filming sort of like day to day, even though I have been vlogging while I've been away. Just the routine of doing like what I eat in a days and that kind of thing. I'm very excited to get back into doing that, and I'm hoping to do it on a more regular basis. So yeah, gonna end the video here. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you are on a weight loss journey yourself, I would love to hear how you are getting on in the comments. And if you'd just like to say hi, please do. Like, don't feel like just because you're not on a weight loss journey you can't say hi and let me know how you're getting on and how your week has been. If you haven't subscribed already, please feel free to hit subscribe below. And if you do want to keep up to date with my videos and when they go live, you can hit the notification bell. And until next time, stay happy, healthy, and well. Love y'all. Bye bye.